Hello, welcome everyone, Dantas here again with another progression of my Bygone Phantasm series. So, today we're gonna cover levels 231 to 235. As you guys are gonna probably notice, my 2 stars weapons are gonna probably start to reach its limit, so very soon I'm gonna be very hard stack, so I don't know when, but it's gonna probably happen soon. But anyway, if you got any questions how to progress or any question about my playstyle or anything, just feel free to ask them in the comments below, but I'll jump to this wave. So as you can see, this wave contains big gunners with, big guys with chainsaws and robots. The main issue on this wave is actually the small guilds, because if you don't keep them together, they're gonna actually avoid a lot of the flame damage because they like to move a lot. And yeah, that's the main thing. Second thing that you usually need to focus is basically keeping them together, which means making enemies come always towards you, not basically running around. And time stops. Overall, this is a very simple wave. It's worth to mention that the guys with the chainsaw have actually much more health than the robot, so make sure as a top priority you keep them together, because robot and other can be actually killed by AoE. But keep that in mind that gear that is on this floor can literally sometimes run away and be kind of annoying to deal with, especially if you're lacking damage like me, where I have to basically keep something very compact and very efficient on each wave. Anyway, this wave is nearly over. Remember, keep them together and you have no problem on this wave. Moving on to the next one. 232. So we got a Mauler times 2 and the guy who throws the rocks at us. The guy on the rocks is very dangerous if you got low gear score, so make sure you either keep those Maulers next to him, or if you're very confident in your ability of the gameplay, you're gonna focus him with the AoE damage from like a king weapon or any weapon that you have, and you focus on the 2 Maulers. Triggering on the time stop on the Maulers is very simplistic, because they got very long animations, so as soon as they start animation you basically click dodge and boom, you get a free time stop. Here I'm gonna try to keep them together in the line, because I had a small problem, because I failed this fight like 3 times, where basically the guy in the back killed me, so I'm trying to get him at least with my AoE king, so he gets some damage over him. But my main focus is focusing enemies to be like in one line, because on my Nemesis gun I can actually pierce through enemies, and when they're actually together I jump into air and do my Samir combo. But most important thing, as on every wave in Bygone Phantasm, make sure you break shields of your all enemies at the nearly same time, especially use the flame weapon, because that ticking damage can actually make a difference. Yeah, but when you got a shield, basically get your charge ready, drop it, and when you're actually lacking damage and you go to run and you're running sunset as me, I recommend you spamming king as soon as possible, because your king damage over time can actually make any wave much easier. But as you can notice, my damage is taking the wave slower and slower, because I'm actually very sure that probably at around 250, maybe 6 to 70, I'm gonna hit hard wall, because I'm gonna reach pretty much full potential of 2-star weapons on the Bygone. But hopefully I'm wrong and I can somehow manage to push, but so far I have to do what I have. Maybe sometimes I'm gonna get some upgrades, but so far, if I got actually easy mobs like those Maulers, I can actually progress. But if I get something like card like Frostbot or Lucia, I'm gonna be hard stuck. Anyway, this is nearly over. Main takeaways from this is basically keep them together, and if you got problems with damage, you focus the range guy. Moving on to the next one, 233. This wave is very easy, because no special enemies, and enemies on this wave are very slow with animations. So you have no problem focusing and getting trigger stops on them. If you're gonna have any problems, I recommend you pay attention to the big guys. And as an example here, I didn't actually focus on breaking their shields to show you how easy they are. And yeah, now with the low shields, boom, I press my king weapon, and HP is gonna go insane fast, especially the not fat mutants. Because, well, they have the most strongest shield and HP, but if you kill at time stops and basically doing a practice, you have no problem clearing this wave, because even if you lack damage, with spamming time stop and charge weapons, you can actually compensate for gear difference or lack of damage. Yeah, so right now I'm basically gonna just skip some my king to basically finish them off. And when I have an opportunity, I'm gonna use my other guns to use basically the active abilities to deal extra damage over time. And yeah, most gonna go wave in a second with only 2 guys, so this basically means I have to have my king weapon very soon ready to go, because their shields can be annoying, but since they are very simplistic with their moveset, breaking the shields even without the king charge weapon is gonna be very easy, because the charge that they did right now is very rare to happen, and they're unlikely to do it twice in a row. So keeping them together is very simple. And since I got one enemy, I was actually considering to use my Nemesis gun, because I think, but I'm not sure, that my Nemesis gun is actually out DPSing my pistols, but that's to be seen. Probably gonna see on the boss fight in the future, but I fairly think that if I probably just spam my slow ability on my Nemesis, probably with 30k damage plus crits, I could probably out DPS my Samir initially for single target. And I actually considered switching my weapons to something else, but I'm kinda stuck with what I have. Anyway, 234. So this is actually one of the toughest one, especially for my gear, because I'm limited by 2 stars. I actually failed this wave like 15 or 17 times, I believe. And the reason main was because those spine guys were actually like this. They're running away, or I think push it away. So if I didn't push them in some different way, like I cannot actually overlap my damage on them, and just not me failing my Nemesis skill discharge, I will have insane problems, because not only those guys can actually kill me, like if they're gonna stack their 2 abilities, the AoE that they discharge, I'm literally dead. So I cannot do much. So basically I rely here on my good positioning to main focus those spines, because while they don't have actually most health here, they're most annoying. But to be honest, this wave is actually much easier than lizards, because they don't have actually as great health as lizards, so it is manageable to do. But if those I had little lizards here, I would be stuck, like literally stuck. But anyway, so practicing dodge is kinda hard on this, because those spines are kinda hard to predict when they're gonna shoot the different abilities. Like you can actually predict when they're gonna discharge the range skill, but others' ability they use very fast, so it's kinda hard to trigger on them. So if possible, try to trigger your time stops on the robot guy, because he has slow animations and easy to trigger the time stop, which can really help you. And keeping enemies like this to always come to you is very helpful, especially when you run a Nemesis gun or something that pierces targets, which I don't know if actually the other gun, because well, I'm very limited to my guns that I have, so I cannot attack for any more weapon. But for me, Nemesis is actually insane for this wave, because it can actually pierce through enemies, and that helps me a lot, because as you can see, those spine crawlers can easily get pushed away, and if with bad positioning, I would fail it. But I managed to clutch this wave, because King Weapon basically carried me with the damage over time, and also my Nemesis gun also pierces targets, which is insanely helpful. And boom, now for the final one with the Seraph. Now this boss actually took me like 3 tries to kill, because I realized I need to swap a few things, and I kinda opted out for upgrading my matrices to the max that I really could, especially the SR, to get extra damage. And here I also tried to see how much damage I deal as main DPS of the Nemesis gun, which so far is pretty good, because in like what 25 seconds by relics and everything, I dealt literally like 60% of damage to the bar, which is very efficient. Shields on the Seraph are very easy to deal with, because they are very weak, and even if you're gonna fail discharge, breaking the shield, just have your weapon charge ready, because this enemy can actually lock you in the air, but if you use a discharge of any of the weapons, you can actually free yourself, and during that time, you have actually free DPS, so it's basically same free DPS on this guy as you basically stun him. So even if you fail the shield, just make sure to keep your discharge weapon ready, and you have no problem dealing free damage to this guy. Keeping also in the air, for example with the jump skills, like pistol / Nemesis, or even other weapons that basically can fire on auto attack is very helpful. But I actually wonder how longer my 2-star weapons can actually carry me, because as you notice from my videos, I'm actually starting to really struggle to damage, which unless I got actually insane lucky pull, which probably won't get, to get actually a duplicate of my weapon, which is basically in this case Samir, or so I'll get 5th star on the king, which will basically shields make non-existing for me, since 5-star on king literally melts the shield and increases damage by double, because it's basically, I mean, I probably has broken 5-star on the king as basically crow in this game for single target, but well, my crow is basically without any stars, so I can't actually use him. Probably if I had a 1-star crow, I would actually using him over Samir. But yeah, that's about pretty much it, because I'm gonna finish this boss with in few seconds, and I'm really surprised that I didn't actually get more pulls on Nemesis, because if I did, I'll probably never use Samir gun, because in single target damage, Nemesis out DPS her by a lot. And yeah, wave has been finished. Now onto the gear. As you can see, this gear is gonna be actually the same for like 2 or 3 next videos, I believe. My weapons are starved by vitality because I don't have enough materials to upgrade them, which would help me a lot. And my matrices are not actually changed much from the last video. I mean, I'm gonna focus on them as long as I get like extra materials to upgrade them. And that's pretty much, yeah. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like if you like the video. If you got any questions, let me in the comments below. And have a great day.